This isn't just a podcast. It's a reminder of what makes America stronger isn't a headline or a hashtag.
It's people, from the ones building our homes to the ones rebuilding their lives.
Veterans, tradesmen, neighbors, and volunteers. Real people doing real things.
Here we find common ground first, and then we work on our differences.
This is the Collective Perspective Podcast,
where purpose, people, and progress meet.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Collective Perspective Podcast. My name is Jeff, and I'm here with my best friend, Chad. What's up, Trav?
What's up, Jeff? What's up, everybody out there?
Today we're talking about conflict and how simple conversations can turn into tension really fast.
Especially when people feel attacked, misunderstood, or labeled.
Why do people get defensive so quickly, Trav?
You know, that's a really good question. I think people may get defensive really quickly when they feel attacked personally. I know that's when I get defensive, and I can say I've been defensive a few times. When I get defensive, it's more of a.
Is it more of a pride thing?
It could be. I think it is a pride thing. I think for me, it would be more pride that makes me defensive, because I feel that the information that I'm giving is accurate. But when it's not, sometimes I need to be checked, and, I'll be thankful once I find out that I was wrong. I don't try to attack people, but I think when you're in the heat of the moment, the emotion overwhelms you and you become defensive almost as a primal instinct to protect yourself, to protect your identity.
And another way that you could look at it is, if you get defended so easily, then maybe you are, I don't want to say guilty, but maybe what is offending you or making you defensive is actually kind of true, and truth hurts sometimes too.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. I think that could probably be the other part of it, but in the immediate term, when someone is calling it out, you feel personally attacked. And it's not that, it's a disagreement on certain things. We gotta be mindful of what it is that we're getting defensive about. And, well, have you ever had someone misunderstand what you meant?
Sorry, what did you say? I was kidding.
I was about to fall for that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think a lot of times it happens. If I gave my wife for an example, she's a good person to give examples to, about if I say something in a different tone and my tone doesn't match what I really mean, then she would get defensive and maybe get even offensive at that point.
Well, you bring up a good point, though, with tone. When we're talking to somebody, tone, there's other forms of communication. Yes, our words say what we want to say, but how we say them is what can make some people defensive. If it's in an angry tone or a condescending tone, it will put somebody on their heels, and they may rear back, if you will, or come at you, attack at you because of the tone that was used, even though you didn't mean it that way. I think sometimes it comes out wrong. And that, I think, is another reason why we get defensive.
Also, the dreaded text. I think anytime that you have any type of emotion and you're trying to text it other than positive emotion, I don't think positive emotion can go bad, but negative emotion could definitely go sour, especially when you're trying to text it. And let's put it this way, not everybody has the best grammar or the ability to put something to words as easily as they can verbally say it.
Yeah. Again, that tone doesn't come through in a text. Sarcasm sometimes doesn't come out in a response on social media.
Why do you think some people see a disagreement as disrespect?
That, I think, is a great question. If we could figure that one out, we might be able to help a lot more people. Disagreement as disrespect, I think, because if somebody is trying to put forth accurate information or be as truthful as they can, and you don't agree with them, they may feel that you're not the person that they thought they were. I think that's about I hope that's as far as it goes, but it could be something deeper. I don't know.
I think it's a matter of the tone or the manner in which you tell them that you disagree, right?
I think that's a great point. I think if you're in an emotional conversation and you just say what you have to say and walk away and don't listen or respond to anything else, that can be seen as disrespectful because you're basically turning your back on them. And turning your back on somebody is a sign of disrespect, in my opinion.
When do you think a normal conversation becomes a conflict, Travis?
Probably when two people or two sides can't come together or at least stay in disagreement but peacefully. I think when it comes to name calling or shouting or using stronger language, maybe I think that's when it becomes more of a conflict type scenario.
Let's talk about conflict for a second. Most of us think conflict comes from big moments. Well, it doesn't. It usually starts with something small, a comment, a tone, a quick reaction, or even something said behind the scenes. Well, Proverbs 18 says our words don't just reflect conflict, they create it. And if we're transparent, we've all been on both sides of that. So here's the question. Are our words building clarity or quietly creating tension we'll have to deal with later?
Thanks, Ernie, for that tidbit of knowledge there. And I think that's kind of like the center point of everything that we're talking about. And are our words creating clarity or are they creating tension that we're going to have to deal with later?
He brought up a very good point on that.
I think that's a very good point that everybody needs to consider. Everybody needs to make it as maybe part of their critical thinking. Am I saying something for clarity, or is what I said going to create conflict later?
Create tension now and conflict later. Yeah. Words carry weight. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me physically. Should be the rest of that. And to a large extent, I agree with that saying. Because when you slow down and maybe take a look at what's being said and ask for clarification, then everything can be resolved peacefully. So why do people always jump to, so are you calling me a liar?
I have mixed thoughts about that, or mixed feelings. I think it would be unbecoming of me to say that I don't have white lies, that I don't lie to some degree. And what I mean is, and sometimes you just lie for convenience, right? So, for example, you don't want to tell everybody how your day is.
Yes.
But everybody's going to ask you how your day is.
Oh, it's fine. I'm doing good.
Or, it's not so great. And then there's going to be people that inquire, and, they're showing empathy and sympathy and compassion, all those great things.
Trying to be a good neighbor, if you will.
But you don't want to talk about it. So you say, hey, yeah, everything's cool. But in actuality, you just lied. And I don't necessarily call that a bad thing. I think that's avoidance more than anything. But if someone jumps to, hey, you called me a liar, and the words liar didn't come out of your mouth, it kind of makes me think that maybe you are lying and that you're being defensive because you've been called out. I mean, not everybody, like I said, if you say you don't lie, you're lying. Don't tell me you're not lying to some degree. And some lies hurt more than others.
And a lie by omission is still a lie. The truth with omission, it can still be a lie.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. Why do assumptions create so many problems, Trav?
I think assumptions are someone trying to predict what the meaning of the conversation is before it's completed. They're drawing their own conclusions without all the information. I think that's really what an assumption is. What does healthy conflict resolution really look like, though?
Healthy conflict resolution to me looks like maybe you get a mediator. Maybe you two, if you're grown and if you're mature enough, Some people, like, even if they're 50 something, they're not mature mentally. But you should have a verbal conversation. Maybe it shouldn't be on the phone. Maybe it should be Zoom. Maybe it probably should be in person, depending on the severity of it or whatever the distance between the two of you are. But I think to come up with a healthy conflict is both parties have to know at least 3 reasons why the other person feels it the way they do. I feel that if you don't, then you fail. You're failing that other person. You are stuck in your own world. Am I right?
I know. I think that's a good point. You got to stop and think about it, and all right, it forces the other person to really take a stand and defend their position with observable facts.
And observable facts may change someone's perspective. See what I did there? Please like, subscribe, and share the podcast. We'd appreciate it. Hey, guess what? Now it's time for the fast round. We all like the fast round.
All right, this will be good.
I'm going to start out. Pause or react, Trav?
Depends on the situation, to be honest. More times than not in casual or workplace conversation, it should be pause. Take a break. Or reflect. All right. Clarify or assume.
I would like clarification on a lot of things. And sometimes people just don't have the time, or, you're not a priority to them. And so they just send you a text and then they walk away. But I would say clarity. I want clarity and not assume that you're a jerk. I want to know for sure if you are. No, just kidding. Calm or emotional?
Calm. If you become emotional, it can escalate a situation very quickly. I think calm wins out in that one almost every time. Listen or interrupt?
I think you need to stop and listen sometimes.
I think you're right. Let them finish their thought, finish what they're saying before you jump in.
Like you just did?
Of course.
I'm just joking. Oh, that's funny. It was a good spot to put that in there. Honest or defensive?
Honest or defensive? Honest. Truth may hurt, but sometimes it's got to be said.
I'd rather have someone like, give it to me honest. I don't want you to sugarcoat anything or anything like that. I think that comes
sugarcoating. Is that also a little white lie? Is that something that you're...
No, I think sugarcoating is making it, I don't know, making
more
it
palatable.
More palatable, right? I would say, like, hey, man, just tell me how it is. Oh, I don't know how to say it. Like, just tell me. And then if I have a question, I'll ask you. Wait, that's healthy conflict? Get out of here.
Right?
Yeah. Like, oh, you're going to say something? Then I'm going to say, hey, would you mind clarifying that? Because I don't understand. I don't like the way that you said that. And I'm just telling you where I'm coming from. And that person should oblige.
And the way
if they're being respectful.
The way you just said that was awesome. Oh, no, I'm just trying to understand the way you said that. What you just said was perfect. That's a good approach to understanding somebody.
Understanding or winning?
Ooh, understanding for sure. Because
why did you pause and think winning at first? You were thinking in a different context.
I was trying to think if there was another context where winning would be more important than understanding.
I do. I don't need to understand why you failed at this sport. I'm winning. See ya.
So what is one thing that people could do better during conflict?
Listen. Don't respond immediately. I want to say that I've grown to the fact that, and sometimes I still slip, but instead of immediately responding, I'm going to take a moment, listen to what they had to say, gather my thoughts, instead of coming out with some illogical thing that I just assume because I don't have all the information.
Yeah, I think that's right. Listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a little longer answer than that based on our fast round. you want to pause, you want to clarify, you want to understand, but you also need to listen, as you said. Start with listening and then pause, ask questions if you don't understand.
And hey, everybody, thanks for watching. I want to close you with this. Not every disagreement has to become division.
Sometimes slowing down can change everything.
Wait, let's say it again. Not every disagreement has to become division.
Did I not go slow enough?
Sometimes slowing down changes everything.
Yes.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Collective Perspective Podcast. Peace out.
Later, guys.